Hello, Aging Ages. Welcome to another Gamecast by Inti. Now, this is a game which was played in my clan TAW by two balanced teams on the new map Hamburger. Now, this is a pretty interesting map because players begin in the center. They have these two pathways connecting both sides. There's fish on the side, and then you have the rest of the resources on the outside of the map. It's kind of a migration map, but this is a pretty interesting game with a lot of back and forth. So let's get into it. So we've got Sweets McGee on our left. Then we've got Loki behind him, which is the main player for our team. Then you've got Indy, that's me, in the pocket with Loki. We've got Subru up front. In front of Subru, we've got Wick. And behind him, we've got 100 Bagger. With 100 Bagger, there's Gale in the pocket. And Godfather, that side's best player, is on the side. Okay, now all of us had realized that water was going to be a main thing, and these little crossings on both sides, we were told about these by players who had played these maps before. Sweets covering his side. Wick has done so for himself. And we see 100 going on to the water because 100 did realize the importance of it. So is Wick. I had planned to do that, but, haven't gotten around to it as yet. There is deep water fish, which would help anyone who's fishing. So 3 players from that side are already doing it. We haven't even started. This would actually help them get a leg up on us initially. Yeah, so pretty standard build. Now, there's common practice to make towers on this wood line, as we will realize soon. These towers deny the other side the wood line, and you sort of take control of this entire wood line. Because other than that, wood is only available on the side. None of us had actually paid any attention to how important the sides were. Right, so ages get skipped, and now we'll see ships going out. Wick is transferring over to the bigger island already. Having said that, in the frame of the entire game, his discovery of this land didn't really help him much. He didn't realize the importance of it. So Subru and I make a coordinated attack against Wick, who's being held by 100 Bagger, but on the other side, the water is already lost. Loki is there, but Godfather was quick enough and fast enough to go ahead and start taking the water. Eventually, we lose our water side as well. Just because we don't have the numbers there. Again, we're producing out fewer docks with less eco. While 100 and Wick were pretty smart to gather their forces and then attack in force. I'm actually going to the other side now because I was afraid that they might be able to come all the way around. And Loki's actually going to try to do something about this. Sweets makes a land army, which is an interesting choice on this map because there'll be some time before you can get through. Gale puts me off my wood by putting those towers down, and Subru had put down a tower here, and now there's a castle which came up here. There's going to be a castle war. Anyway, on the water, we've just lost the water decisively on both sides. There's no question about that. Loki's putting down this castle, and in the long term, this would really help out because this means that any ships coming in will get attacked, and he can also put down docks here and protect himself. So Subru and Wick have a castle-to-castle battle here. And here come the boats. This will make sure that fishing is totally off for us. Even 100 is landed on the bigger island there. I don't know why he left. I think he wanted to take out these buildings. But multiple castles going up. 100 Baggers team at this point has clearly taken over the center. It's not even a contest at this point. Navy from Loki comes out, and interestingly, even as Britons, we see Godfather go longswords, and I think it's because he's been seeing those eagles there, and nothing kills eagles like swordsmen. And let's see what happens in this fight here. I'm gonna slow it down just so we can witness this. Yeah, there is tower support, but I do believe the eagles get wiped. Yep, the eagles get wiped. Castle to castle fight. This castle is shooting in the wrong place, but I've landed here more out of desperation than anything because I cannot get any wood. I hadn't planned this, but this would actually help out my team quite a bit. Vic was here. He should have tried harder to, as we'll see in the bigger scheme of things, he should have tried harder to get me off of this, but he doesn't, which would help out our team. Loki is keeping up the fight. Subru is here as well, although Wick space is Sweet space is under attack, and there's going to be a cut here soon, and here they go. So Gale with her archers, followed by Godfather's swordsmen, which is a deadly combo at this point. They're coming through. We've got elephants in front of them. Elephants should be able to take out both of these. They're tanky enough, but I think the numbers just aren't there. Wick has retreated. I'm putting down as many castles as I can, and I'm just sort of getting out of dodge before things get worse. Malay elephants, they are a force to be reckoned with, but the central island is just being lost. These eagles might be able to get the archers before the swordsmen come in. But here comes the siege and everything. They back off. So quite clearly, Sweets has been put under a lot of pressure. Loki is also transferring over to the big island. So we've got two players from each side moving in away from the center of the map. While the center, at least from my point of view, I knew it was lost. I was just getting out of there. Subaru is quite confident. He has a good tanky unit. Now, the level of me not having military is this, that I'm using my villages to kill these mangonels. So at this stage, I was pretty worried about the game. And I'm just putting down as many castles as I can, because I didn't even know whether Loki was on this side or the enemy. I'm just putting down the best eco that I can just to survive. Subra has also moved over. Yeah, so at this stage, Team 100 Bagger and Godfather, both of them, especially with the Scorpions in, they have made a solid foothold on our side of the island. Okay, so there goes my town center, and I knew at this point there's nothing much I can do about it. Godfather is just committed to a castle army, and he is just killing it with his swordsmen. Elephants can kill them, but they have to get there to kill them. And Subaru is under attack from all sides. To his credit, he's holding on. Same's the case on this side. What we have here is a massive attack. So this is interesting attack from Loki, and this would do really well. He knows he can't take on the Scorpions, so he leaves his base and heads down towards God's space, which is relatively undefended, especially against Chukunu. God is not perturbed by any means. He's putting down a castle on my home base. He knows that this is just one army. We have Gale coming back as well to sort of counter this. Sweets has done well to put down a castle just to get in. And there you go. I'm putting down a trebuchet to take out Goth while he's distracted. Subaru is still putting up a fight, but I don't think he had the numbers or had a notion that he could stay on longer. He's just giving us time to grow. From the scores, it was easy to see that we were pretty down and out. These Chukunu were cleared out eventually. Yeah. There you go. That castle goes up. Naval control is there. He's managed to keep that away. Gale has moved over to the bigger island as well now. All players at this stage were trying to get to Imperial, but the lead that 100 has and the number, look at those scorpions. Those are Celt scorpions, so they are pretty strong. I'm trying to take down a castle in a sneaky manner. Here come the Korean war wagons, and these are elite war wagons now from Wick. They can do a significant amount of damage. I'm able to take out that castle in time, but as you can see, 100, there's no stopping him. Especially with the swordsman support, I don't think there's any unit that Sweets could get out of here. And Sweets was stuck here. He asked for help. So this is Dunkirk here. The only people who have transports are Subaru and I, and we'll help him get out of here. Because otherwise Sweets is pretty much out of the game. He has 23 villages, and we did think that the game was over now. The score difference alone shows you that there's nothing much you can do about it. But I think at this stage, Loki and I at least had noticed that the rest of this map was quite open, and this army cannot cross over. And there you go, guys. Dunkirk for you. Unfortunately, those ships can only take 5 villages at a time. And that's what we'll move in the most inefficient manner. This last castle of mine is just giving me time to get out of here. Yes, the transports are going on. Evacuation from Dunkirk. For Sweets McGee. Subaru now, who's put up a very valiant fight. He's been up against all of these players for so long, is now losing his home base. But now I'm finally coming out. I've put Eagles down. I have an army of 48, which at this stage, from our side, is the biggest. I think this was quite unexpected for them. And they're putting down walls, but I think I'll be faster. Loki at this stage, I think, also realizes that we can push the sides. We just don't need to worry about the center. He is using his cannon galleys, not microing them in the best manner possible, but at least he's attacking. Now all these scorpions are here, but I don't think there are enemies left to fight. They can move over to the last base of Subaru. As you can see, the score for Sweets has practically turned this game into a 3v4. And unfortunately, Sweets will not come back in the game, but at least he will not resign. But here goes Loki. Now, this is what you see with good players. They don't give up. He is using his resources and he's getting out everything that he can. As you can see, eco kills and whatnot from our side. Resource-wise, Loki still has a lot of food, still has a lot of gold. So he should be able to bring out a lot of military. And that's, I'm sure that's what his plan is. We're finally getting some kills in, and my Elite Eagle Warriors go in. I'm playing as Inca, so they get quite a few researchers. And although these war wagons are pretty tough, Eagle Warriors sort of are fast enough to catch up to them and kill them. And this is where we're turning the tables. We are in, and although it seems like this fight the Eagle Warriors would lose, they actually end up winning. Just the speed and the researchers which go into them make them pretty resilient. And yeah, they've run away, but they will eventually take this. Loki, on the other hand, is just hammering through the opposition. Score-wise, we're nowhere close, right? It's just Loki and I at this stage. Subaru is in a stage after putting up a valiant defense. He's into rebuilding mode. Sweets is out of it. The other side, all players are pretty okay. The Scorpion army of death is just moving around. 100 bagger is on top score. If he could have transferred these Scorpions over, there might have been something to it. But this navy prevents him, Loki's navy, from landing right away. And I think they'll be working on a navy. There they are. Swordsmen. So Eagle Warriors, as effective as they are, they're taking out most of those war wagons, but swordsman is a hard counter to them. Celts get fully upgraded swordsman, so this is going to be a cleanup again. These are obelisks. I just have that mod enabled where they look like Amazons. They're cleaning through. Nothing is really stopping Loki at this point. There isn't a land army from here till there which can stop him. These skirmishers won't do much. But swordsmen here are doing something. These scorpions are just going to get sacrificed. Ships to scorpions just does not work. Anyway, so 100 bagger and Vic, they're trying to get through here. Vic has taken quite a hit from that attack because he had gone into economy fully. The central island is all theirs, but the problem is getting through, and these scorpions get wiped clean. Siege onages right here. Okay. Siege onages are just so effective, especially with obelisks behind them. There's no way that they can be taken down by just these few light cavalry. Now finally, Subaru gets his elephants in, and now it's a different game. I've also teched into swordsman because the eagles are quite gold intensive. I don't think I had much gold at this point. The ships are trying to get through. Those scorpions have cleaned up what the ships that they were fighting, and this navy is coming through now. I have put down castles where I can. Loki is right here, and as I said before, there isn't much which can take out these siege onages. And Loki is just going through. Sebru and I are putting up a fight on this side. And the thing with Hardenberger's team was that they were getting sandwiched on both sides. This navy can change the game if it was used effectively, but without cannon galleys they cannot take out these castles, and they're limited to what they can do. I'll make sacrifice a lot of villagers making a castle here just to put them away, just to get that through. But back to the death ball from Loki. Nothing can stop it right now. And I think rather than paying attention to this attack, if they had just attacked over here, that might have helped them out, because at this stage the numbers just aren't there to stop these siege onages. I mean, these siege rams and the Amazons. They're trying to get through, but just the production, just the sheer production of it can keep it away. As you can see, army wise, we have 6 army and 40 villages from Sweets McGee. Even Subaru can't put in numbers, he just has 7-8 army. So this castle, I know this castle is essential, so I'll try to come around and try to build it. I am putting down my pikemen on the main island as well, just to keep on asking questions off of them. The navy has taken this. I lose a lot of villages trying to put this up, but Loki here is just decimating the bases, and the problem is the central island is securely in 100 baggers team's hands, but there's nothing much they can do about it. And now we've got Sweets McGee bringing navy out. This is why this need to go up, because Sweets was trading here. I am going to try to do that. Here come pikemen, but you know, honestly, fully upgraded obelisks, I being run by a good player, especially with support, I don't see how that's going to happen. Yeah, the castle goes up. The castle goes up, and Wick has lost his army, and GG has been called from their team. 100 bagger, 168 most created units, Loki 58. So as you can see, contrary to popular belief, just having the central island doesn't help you. Our team, I think we won just by sticking to a plan. We had taken the center and we went for it, and now we had players who had survived. And this is why I always stress it is important that you don't resign too early. You never know when the game's going to turn. Sweets now from 23 villages has an army of 24. He has a navy moving out, right? Which would have showed them that they can't run away either. We've got Subaru, who left his base. He has a smaller army now, but he's back in the game. He is very much back in the game. As you can see, he has food, and we are just going through. I have crazy amounts of food and wood. So I could do this the entire day. Loki here has crazy amounts of food and wood. We could have helped our teammates get back into the game as well. Compared to that, people who have the central island, they are just totally out of it. 100 has a lot of food on him, but you know, there just aren't enough opportunities for him to do something in this game now. So I found this game really fun. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll catch you next time in another game. Thank you very much.